Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hello, Mama. Oh, yep, big stretches. She hears me talking to the people. I hope everybody is having a good Sunday. Remy, what's on your nose? You got something on your nose. You got... Hi, Gomi. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I have fed the doggo biscuits. Her biscuits are all gone now. She just has burgers, sausage, bacon, and jerky, which sounds like all human food, weirdly enough. I forgot to hit live on TikTok. Oh well. It's a little behind the curve. It's fine. It's fine. Never claimed to be good at TikTok.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place
and you
during
know what
our
I
visit
didn't
to
do? I
Vilbur.
didn't reactivate.
If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning.
Thank you for the caffeinate, Sean. Welcome in. How are you doing today?
Long had I known that the Echo
Sean, I don't have...
pass through the walls of a man's
yes,
soul.
Minfilia has always had a voice.
But never did
I
imagine that it could
I haven't
free
set
us
up
from
fishing
our
yet,
own
though.
flesh,
Give me a second.
no less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, What matters is that the key to defeating the Asians may at last be within sight. With Eorzea's aid, it is my hope that I shall
Why don't
fathom
sharks
this
eat
matter
clowns?
ere long.
Because they taste funny.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which
I love
for
you,
many
Mom.
years hath been the Order's home, is
Butt
no
bread. And she gets butt bread.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate
But Mom, you're
only
currently
that which
number
hath
one
been
now.
conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Hi, Big C. Need to turn up the volume a little bit. Oh, we still have cutscenes.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
You just gonna sleep in the chair?
It is done, my lord. I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
It's always the ones with the weird mustaches. Okay. Sound. We are gonna mute this one. I think... I think that should be fine. Thank you for the hydrate, Mama. I have watermelon, not water. See if I can hear him now. Our friends, the very islets. Oops. No, it avails us not to speculate. Eorzea will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. Watermelon, not water. It's what I call electrolyte water. Because it's hydration, but it's not water. because I lack the ability to properly regulate my own blood pressure, so I gotta get them salts some other way. No. It is disgustingly warm outside. I do not drink hot drinks. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mughal the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Hi, Tesla! I got Final Fantasy XIV for Switch 2, and it's so much fun. I heard that... So I've heard mixed reviews about Switch 2 Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if I could play it on a screen that small. Honestly. This table salt's making me thirsty. That's not the kind of salt I need, Lothar, and you know that. True, you can just dock it. Ew. I hated her voice in early game. I play it in docked mode mostly, but I have tried it in handheld mode to see if the frame rate was okay. I suppose it's not too bad. I mean, it is console friendly, so it's not too bad. I didn't hear a no though. Oh, about Mario Kart? I'd have to figure out a way to set up. I'd have to figure out a way to set it up with my computer. And I'm not that tech savvy. I have like 3 games on my Switch. I have Animal Crossing. I think I have Octopath. And 1 or 2 others. Not that attitude. She will get bacon. She is almost out of bacon. Will Remy choose Sesame Street? Bacon burger? These are actually beef and bison burger. Alphino has been wounded. Say it ain't so, Joe. Holy moly, did you put enough freaking meat on this sandwich? Which is what, half of what was in the bag? Mom says hi. Subaha, that's a lot of syllables for bacon. Hawiaukayosa? That's too many syllables for bacon. There will be a week. Are they cold? Yeah, cold enough. There will be a week in December that I will not be streaming. I know that's like really far away. Oh god, I don't even want to know. Because I will be going to PAX Unplugged. This is not for you, this is for me. And hopefully I can keep it down. We're just gonna chug it like cough syrup. Where am I going? Search for Alphino and Ul'dah. Yes, and the in-laws. It's got like, what, like 3 more syllables? If I'm understanding Cherokee pronunciation by now, it's got like 3 or 4 more syllables? As I squint at it. Still too many syllables for beef jerky. Wagahawia Akayotanu. Wagyu tanned sounds like beef jerky to me. That sounds like expensive beef jerky. Look at me, it's the polyglot showing.
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence.
I'm guessing it translates to something like meat from the bovine that has been preserved through dehydration.
So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists.
I've got nothing for you.
And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence.
This is why you can't let the merchant class run the city.
That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
It's fine. I need this ones. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have been begun spontaneously. If I piqued your curiosity, good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of the Flames. I would hear what General Raubon has to say upon the matter. You know, my neighbor got one of her cats the calming collar. I think it only works an 8-hour day. Frogger had the zoomies at 1 a.m. What does the calming collar do? Or what is it supposed to do, rather? Thanks, Sean. It's a collar that calms them. It's supposed to be scented to keep them calm and mellow, and it works great at 7 a.m. Roughly dried strip of beef. And the other one is dried strip of pork. Smoked strip of pork. Delicious strip of pork. Tongue paradise. That is an awkward meaning. But accurate, yes. It is accurate. Rabon's so sassy. Tongue Paradise sounds like a nickname someone would give their mouth on a date. That also sounds like the same person who would name their genitals. I mean, also true. It does sound like the name of a terrible metal band. How did you know I did that? Named your genitals or also named your mouth when you go on a date? I mean, we have been friends for a while, Lothar. Such information to fall into the wrong hands. The translation of mine's name is Destroyer of Worlds and Bringer of Glee. I'm not nope, not going there. The lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. Girlfriend is in tears on the floor. I'm sure she is. I want to know what that is in Cherokee. Suvaha. I want the translation into Cherokee, thank you. That's 47 of your favorite sound you sure. I didn't say I was gonna speak it. I just said I wanted to see it. Don't hurt me. they're there. It's fine. Curlman enjoyed that one. I think she almost blacked out from hyperventilating from laughing. Well, that's good. There is a senior citizen here and parental unit of the streamer. Should I be hearing this? Hi, Zeb. Mom. Listen, we are all adults. And I said adults? We are not grown-ups. We are adults. We are not grown-ups. There's a difference. Nobody said that this was a, yes, what Machinist said. This stream has mature themes, not mature people. And 1 potato. Oh yes, Lothar. You are the epitome of mature. That's why, what is your nickname in my Discord server? Aren't you Chaos Mushroom? I don't remember if you ever gave us the word for potato. I know you gave us the word for corn. Chaos has nothing to do with maturity. You are mature chaos. Is that Nuna? That should be your name. We just call you a little Nuna. You do my little Nuna. A lot of short words are food related, except for ones that are like bacon. And beef jerky. So I've got kind of a weird question. Are words for things that were not native to this country longer? Because you kind of had to make words for them? I think that question came out weird, but I didn't know how else to ask it. No, like... Yeah. Like, you don't have a word for... Like, you don't have the word bacon, so you have to kind of describe it instead of just using the word bacon. It's a fascinating concept. So the more that a thing falls into a subcategory, the more it needs descriptors in the language. Kind of, yes. Or something that was introduced after the language's conception. Level up! Kind of, yeah. Cherokee have a sense of humor with language. There's a town called Bartletown. Since Bartle sounds like bottle, the translation is Goo High Bottletown. I mean, kind of makes sense. Korean has some words like that. Love it when Koreans write English words using Korean alphabet. Friends would ask me to translate, and I'd say something like it says Buddhist temple, then they'd ask me to say the they asked me to say the Korean, and I'd say so every time I see like Pepsi or cola or words like that written in Korean, and I just chuckle because I'm like, if only people knew how many words are written like that in Korean, in Japanese. It's kind of funny. Facts. Chalagi? Ani Anuia. Hold on, Mom, wait. Which word? And I didn't know the sovereign citizens used a Cherokee word to call themselves something else. I've only ever heard them call themselves what is it, like nationalized free people or whatever the frack they call themselves. Do they really call themselves that? How absolutely... Yeah, National Socialist, that's the word I was thinking of. No, sovereign citizens. Yes, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about sovereign citizens, because I can't say that word on Twitch. Yes. Apparently they use Chalagi, which is the Cherokee word for their people, but they don't pronounce it properly. Which I didn't know they even used that word for themselves. I just thought they called themselves National Socialists. And then, I mean, also that. You could open my stream, babe. The audacity. Well, that's just rude. Oh god. Honestly, somehow it doesn't surprise me that they would try to pass themselves off as tribal police. Murdered! Quest complete! Nice job! Yes! The fragment chamber. Bartholomew! Haven't talked to him in a while. Good old Barty. Hope they weren't doing that on tribal land. Tribal law takes precedence on tribal land. Yes! We know that very well, Subaha. It's also why I'm very, very careful to not break any laws while I'm on the reservation around here.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Rabon's first voice actor always catches me by
Despite our
surprise.
best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
You can't even
This
see her in her
information does
chair.
not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
Yes, Sean. on the
A unit of
reservation,
brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows
reservation
upon unarmed
police
protesters.
trump state
It
and
was this atrocity which prompted the
local
refugees
police.
to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication.
It's basically
When
like
emotions
being
run
in
high,
their
they
city,
happen.
quote unquote.
But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated.
Yeah, like what Subaha said.
Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant
The only
had
thing
offered
that
him
trumps
coin to give
tribal
the order.
law is federal
a
law.
merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement.
If you're in an
Any
accident
conflict
on
which may
the
arise
res,
during the
the
course
first
of
question
military
they ask
exercises
is,
in the
"Are you
region
native?" And the
shall
second
have
question
no bearing on
is,
relations between our nations.
well, they ask you your
In
location
full knowledge of
because
this
that
delicate
determines
state
if they
of
send
affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the
tribal
Cartano
or
Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain
And if you're
control
native, you go
over
to
the disputed
the
territory under
Navajo
the guise
hospital.
of assisting in the resettlement effort.
usually first.
And you can be sure he'll build
if you're
an
not,
orphanage
you go to
next
the hospital I
every
work at.
Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
Never trust a short man in a mustache.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Alagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses, and now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold
True.
power.
They do have to call the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest
Trivia of the
Eorzea
day.
besides,
Most native people
which is
have the
doubtless
blood
why
type
Taleji
O.
Adeleji
I didn't know
yearns
that.
to have it.
I'm A positive.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I think Stream has had the most native-related stuff ever. Look, I like learning things, especially about other cultures. It's fun. Something I learned about, I can't remember if it's Utes or Navajos, that whoever gets the baby's first smile has to bring them a gift. And if you get the baby's first smile, it's considered good luck. And I didn't know that. It's not fair, babies love me. Are you saying that it's tradition in all native culture that you have to buy gifts for when you make a baby smile? But you should have all the good luck too then, right? That just means you have all the good luck. I think we finally get to fight Ramu. Baby talk shelves, girlfriend's getting baby fever eyes. It's fine. Love learning about Native Americans, culture, language, and everything. The Ute are not the best examples. Yeah, no. Not all Ute, but there are... the majority are not the best examples of natives. A lot of native languages are extinct or close to it. Cherokee is considered endangered. I think Navajo is one of the few that aren't considered... it might be considered endangered. I know a lot of younger Navajo, like, don't even learn it anymore. But we still have a lot of older natives that speak it, and we have a lot of older natives that don't speak anything except Navajo. We have enough people that speak Navajo and only Navajo that our translator at our little Kermit translator video translator thing, actually we can actually get a Navajo translator. It's kind of sad. I know I can say this with the privilege of not being a native, but I feel like if I was part of a culture where my language was dying, I think I'd want to try to keep it alive. But I also love language, and voluntarily learned another language. I grew up with Ogilvy, Lakota, and Sioux. But we never really learned about them. That's why I share here. Not really hopeful to keep it alive, but just sharing to kind of give the inevitable language extinction the middle finger. Yeah. It's like, I feel like Gaelic is gonna be the same way. Like, I feel like there's gonna come a time where Gaelic just isn't spoken anymore. Ogilvy? I can sing in Gaelic. I know a lot of Gaelic songs. I know a lot of Gaelic songs. They're fun to sing. It's also fun to spell Gaelic, to write out Gaelic words and then have other people pronounce them. And then have them get sassy. Look, just because I like to name my TTRPG characters Gaelic names, and then Rec got a little saucy when Siobhan had a B and an H in it. You know, sometimes you just gotta realize that not all languages. Lord of Levin, I thought, oh, Lord of Levin is Ramu, not Leviathan. Yes, Gaelic is a romantic dream language. Yup. When you translate things, certain sayings in Gaelic, they are very squishy. It's like,
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Ramu has returned to the forest.
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
It's sad we...
Unlike the other primals
Kane-sama always makes me think stuck
Lord
up.
Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction.
If I remember correctly,
He is
her
revered as much for his
race,
wisdom as
because
his
she's not
strength,
technically human,
serving as both
are
arbiter
like
and guardian to his children.
super
Given
long-lived
that we
and
the
young
Sylphs found
for
a
a
way
long
to
time.
share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason.
Because, like,
and
the
that
guy who
conflict may
runs...
be
Hi,
avoided.
MLJ. Like, the
Blessed
I'm gonna
as
say
you
the
are
kid.
with
The kid who
power
runs
of
the
the Echo,
Conjurers Guild
you
is,
are
like...
one of the few among us
He looks like
who
he's
may
10.
commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent
And
us
he's,
in
like,
this most delicate of
almost
negotiations.
as old as she is.
The Twelves Wood has suffered
I feel like
enough.
her voice changes, too.
Upon
I feel like they
this,
change her voice actor.
We and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks.
Look at that little float. She's way uppy.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there.
Princess, my pass for
He will
Y'shtola is
advise you
under
on how to
review.
find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
I don't know. Sir Emmerich for me. And then, well, Hirschfont, and then, you know, Sir Emmerich. And when Raubon gets his new voice actor. I never really understood the people who liked Thancred, though. He was never really it for me. Y'shtola pass to prove. Otherwise, her Sam Elliott pass is revoked. That's why most people like him, Sean. They call him Daddy Thancred. Especially, like, Endwalker? The expansion right before Dawn Trail, I think, is when people started calling him Daddy Thancred. What would you like to feed the familiar? Burgers? She's got to work for burgers. gotta back up. Good girl. Oh. Good girl. What would you like to give the familiar? Sausage? She's gotta work extra hard today. Good girl. She has appropriately worked for her. Don't worry, I gave you the one you knocked back onto my desk. Oh, I forgot the pun that this quest's name is. Leaving an impression. Leaving an impression. Remy wants video proof. It's not up there. This is one of my favorite places. It's so pretty. She seems satisfied now. The pretty purple ones.
Ainora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
That's what Subaha's beard's gonna look like when he's old and wizened.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Guardian,
Mom, are you watching
it
Xena?
matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed, or light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much, not least why
That just
strife
means you're
and
not
sorrow
old and
follow
wizened
ever
yet,
in thy
Subaha.
wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward child.
Zaya awarded 10 rep with Subaha.
They should entrust so
Thanks.
precious a gift
I
to
try.
thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee.
I love that this is
Yet if thou
reputation.
shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the
Yeah,
storm
but what do you
of
get
my
when you
judgment.
earn the reputation? I do think it's cool that this is the first primal that you, like, talk to, and he's like, alright, like, I ain't mad, but we're gonna test you.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Eorzea, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain
He calls
etched in
this
my
trial a
mind's
trial.
eye.
Yeah.
Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Eorzea like, can I watch? Hopefully we are fighting Ramuh tonight. What's this? I suppose that would make sense. I suppose it depends on where the origin of his name is. How it would be pronounced. I'm not sure it was ever pronounced until this game. Well, now I gotta ask Google. Oh, really? Really? Yeah? So I suppose it would be Japanese. Yep, it is officially pronounced Ramuh, matching its Japanese katakana. Though English localizations and player communities frequently use Rama or Rama, influenced by the Hindu deity Rama. First appearance was in Final Fantasy III. I thought that Ravana was inspired by Hindu gods, especially Shiva, but didn't know that Ramuh also had relations to Hindu mythology. No, probably not. A chicken just ran by. Bark. Wow. It's crazy that that Ramu's been around since 1990, but his name was never spoken out loud until 2013. That's crazy. That is crazy business. I love Ramu's music. Yeah. I don't know if I'll grind out the horses for this character. I have them on my main. Yes, Ixion is the other. Thank you. Ramu is one of my favorite primals. I don't know. I might consider making this my main, depending on if my IRL friends get back into the game with the expansion or not. We'll see.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
I really want to raid. I say that every expansion, but I really, really, really want to try to raid.
And I judge thee a worthy champion.
I want to try to make an
The task of
FC.
excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Yes, that's why it's one of my favorite places. And they're purple.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
I like him better when he becomes an astrologian.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
I gotta figure out what level. Is that you, God? God, they put me closer and closer to that thing. I tried taking some high-resolution photos of local farmland, but they all turned out a little bit grainy. That one was kinda bad. I feel like when you defeat the Lord of Levin, and he's like, I've deemed you worthy, his followers shouldn't be hostile to you anymore. Have a good night, Subaha! Thank you for hanging out. Right? I know my god said that you're cool, but like, meh. You're still pretty sus to me. Hi, Ramen! Welcome in. How are you doing?
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
She just kicks me out. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, raiders. Hello, Ember. Happy birthday, Ember. Happy birthday. Yes, I am replaying the story. The goal is to replay the story through before the expansion comes out in January. My shoutouts suck. I cannot shout out. Anyway, I'll give you a shout out when I figure out how to do it. But thank you for the raid, Ember. I hope your birthday stream was very, very good. Welcome in, Raiders. We are playing Final Fantasy XIV. I am replaying through story. That's good, Rygat. What, I thought Beastmaster did release. Am I losing my mind? Did it not release? Am I going crazy? Oh, they just added it to tease us in our classes and jobs tab, just to taunt us. Rude. Because I haven't done it recently on Twitch. Yes, I'm going through the entire story. I don't know. I'm in the end game of A Realm Reborn. Which didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to. So it'll be interesting. I'm only doing main story quests on stream, and unlocking other things off stream that I might need to continue, main story. I will say this on stream. On Twitch, I am running a challenge that if Ember is everybody's favorite redhead. I'm running a sub goal for August. If I meet my sub goal by the end of August, I will play Marvel Rivals and Fortnite very horribly. I did reset the pond, Shadow. Yes, go EP, Ember. Please, please go to sleep. I feel like crying, happy or sad crying, always makes me so sleepy. But yes, happy birthday, Ember. I hope you had a good birthday and get some sleep. And thank you again for the raid. Thank you for the follows. Who did I miss? I missed, Roxas, thank you for the follow. And Young, thank you for the follow. Tony, thank you for the follow. Super, thank you for the follow. Yes, my mom was very upset too, Shadow. Oh, September 8th? That's not too far away. That is not as far away as I thought it was going to be. I suppose that makes sense. Do it in stages so it's not, doesn't break things.
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
Remy, why are you licking the carpet? Oh, you're not licking the carpet, you're licking your foot.
Eorzea, the floor is yours.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Eorzea and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of
Hoping
Levin's
that eventually
demise.
Final Fantasy XIV does
Unlike the
crossovers with
Primal,
the Kingdom Hearts
the
series. That would be
Sahagin
cool.
was not subject to etheric
Been
dissipation.
resisting raising my other jobs. I want to wait until Evolved Mode to start playing everyone again.
Before discussing our new discoveries,
I'm curious
it
how
may benefit us all to recall what we
how
know of
Evolved Mode
etheric
will
behavior.
change the classes. I'm curious and excited.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our
My
spirits
main
dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned
has
to
everything
the
at
ethereal
at least
realm.
80. 90? 80.
In turn, the restless energy which suffuses
Ninja
that
and
plane
Dragoon
streams
I'm
back
most
into our
curious
world,
about.
giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
I didn't watch any of the fan fests. I really should.
The Sahagin ascended to an
I really
immortal
should watch
state,
some of the
but
videos
he
where I
did not
get.
possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
I don't know. Emmett Selk comes back a lot. I wouldn't be surprised.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us.
I'll have to
Though you
find it
harbor
on
feelings
YouTube
of
somewhere
dread, I bid you
and watch it.
surrender not to sorrow,
I should probably
but
do
abide
reacts of it.
instead in hopeful prayer.
I should probably find YouTubes.
I shall,
watch 'em.
Archon. Thank you.
The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Nabrialis! Emeralds. Ultima? Elidibus! That is the task to which we bend our every effort. New player has entered the chat. Oh, hey, look, he's back. That's which shall be made anew. The one true God shall come again. a long time for him to make a new appearance. And we still beat his ass. Some correspondence. Were you able to catch the reveal of the first of the 2 new jobs? I think I watched the trailer on YouTube. Have a good night, Mama. Thank you for hanging out. Doing the Dawn Trail raids for Relic Weapon progress, and I kind of wish I knew how to find / make a group to do the Savages. I wish I had a group to do the Savages on my main. I haven't even done the Relic Weapons for Dawn Trail. Yeah, I saw. I suspect they showed... Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. It's going to be interesting. Oh, she got a little flower in her hair. Never really been good at tanks, so I am cautiously optimistic about the new tank. I'm excited to see what they add for a DPS. Mr. Boulder! I've seen the theory crafters saying it's going to be a falconeer, armed with a one-handed crossbow and a falconer's glove. Interesting. Have they confirmed that it's going to be unique to 14, or have they... So it's not going to be an already used Final Fantasy class. And it was physical ranged, right? Falconeer just seems weird though, because like, how do you do the falcon part without it just being a crossbow wielder? Blitzballer would be kind of cool, not gonna lie. Shoot actual falcons. Have a good night, Shadow. Thank you for hanging out. Much appreciated. Have a good night. I imagine the Falcon skills, for lack of a better term, would either be an off-global cooldown or part of what I like to call the Wombo combo. I'm trying to think. like, outside the box. Because, like, they always talked about geomancers in, like, in the game, off and on. So, like, something like a geomancer would be cool, but it's a physical ranged, not a magic user. So... And Machinist already uses guns. So, wouldn't be like a sniper. There is a Geomancer in the Occult Crescent, and the Ranger in there has a spell that summons a falcon to attack an area. Was an honor and a privilege. Nailed it. I need to figure out how the Occult Crescent works, because I haven't done that either. Like Adam West cat launcher. I haven't really done much of the endgame of Dawn Trail outside of like MSQ. Yeah, I haven't really had anybody to do it with. Like I want to do Occult Crescent. I really want to do the relic weapons. Pretty straightforward. You go in and you can be in there for like 200 minutes and you have access to the fates that are in there, the phantom jobs. I feel like you can go in solo or in a party. Can you join parties once you're in there, like it was for, what was it, Eureka or whatever? Maybe not Eureka, but the other one that was like that? Bozja, yeah. Party Finder is disabled, but like, yeah, Pug. I don't know, maybe I'll poke at it this week. Yeah, that's kind of what I did when I was doing Bozja. Yes, fly, chicken fly. Final Fantasy Resonance. I don't think I've heard of that one. Oh! You know what I would love to play again? Mystic Quest. That was the first, like, JRPG type game I played before I played Final Fantasy VI. Now I have to look up that. I have to look up that game. $50! Holy Jesus! Well, it's going on my wish list. I don't know if I could pay $50 for it. I have a we're not going to talk about how easy it is for me to talk myself out of buying a game for myself, though. Is there anything good that comes out soon? Figure shop simulator? Ooh, bookstore simulator. What's this? I don't know about that one. Bulwark Hall. At least it's not edging $100 like the rest of the modern games. That is true. I can't justify spending full price on any game, really. I usually talk myself out of spending $60 to $70 on a game fairly easily. I think Final Fantasy XIV is the only time that I've ever paid full price for a game or an expansion of a game. That is true. I'm definitely a dollar per hour person when it comes to games. If I don't think that I'll play, I'll get $1 an hour for every dollar I spend. I won't buy it. It's usually why most of the games I buy, I wait until it's on a steep sale. $1,000 games? The only games I'm buying in the next year is Evercold, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 4, Total War 40k, Dark Heresy, and I've already pre-ordered Resonance. I don't have quite that many games. How many? I don't know how many games are on my wish list. Only like 200 and something. Oh man, haven't seen that in a while. Frickin' Gill Cellar. Thousand games is nothing. My library is at 1,250, mostly because of Humble Bundle. Hi, Dragon! Where does Fonzie go for lunch? Chick-fil-A! I kind of like that one. It's not a problem. And I mean, I just got clemencied by a random paladin. That's weird. Right now, Evercold is the only game next year I'm looking to buy on release. I've gotten the rest of Final Fantasy VII Remake series on sale, so I don't know if I want to buy it at full price or wait. I have been slowly buying the Final Fantasies when they've been on sale. Because I do eventually want to have them all, because I do eventually want to play them all. It was the idea I had for my when I do my subathon, that was the idea I had, was to play through starting with one. Drive-by healing. That wasn't you, was it? Oh, wait, nope. Oh, okay. I know a lot of people that do that, though. I don't know if we are. I only have 4 Final Fantasy games, not including 14. 8 remastered, 9, 12, all on PC, and 1 on my phone. I bought the pack of 1 through 6, or 1 through 5, the Pixel remasters, I think. They came in a bundle, and it was like $14 for all of them. And then I have 6. It was 1 through 6, and then I have the first 2 of the 7 remake. I have 9, and I have 12. So I just have to get the ones I'm missing. I've never played 11. I never played 11. I've never played 1 through 5. I played the original 7. Played some of 9. Played some of 8. I never finished 10. Never finished 12. I played the first 13. I played some of 10-2. Never played 15 or 16, but I want to. Yeah, it's kind of why I thought about doing it for my subathon, was because I eventually wanted to play them all. And I feel like the first ones would be kind of quick. And it kind of gives me a theme to play for my subathon. But my subathon's going to be in October. So I also kind of want to play scary games. Like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. And scream like a big old baby. Played the fuck out of 11 when it first came out. Technically it was my first MMO, unless you count Phantasy Star Online. Playing the Xbox 360. Almost OD'd on Rip It energy drinks from doing all-nighters. The spooky season does near. I am excited. Spooky season is my favorite season. Spooky season nears, and I am excited. And I cannot decide what I wish to play. I know Shadow will 100% vote for Resident Evil. Bats are adorable. For me, it's spiders. I'll take all of the spooky season minus spiders. Oh, Jesus! You're going to do horror movies for your movie nights? Yes. Yes. Movie nights will be horror movies only. Okay. That sucks, Sean. Like, are they just, like, abundant where you live? They renovated an apartment building next to me that used to house them, and they must have moved in. That's terrible. Have you been able to get rid of them? Or do they just, like, keep coming back? I don't know if there's, like, an exterminator for bats. Are they endangered? Like, everywhere are they endangered? The bat population is going to boom since Ozzy passed. I don't know if that's how that works, MLJ. Legally, you cannot move them or do anything with them outside of defending yourself because they are endangered, but when they attack, both me and them are in danger. So, like, you can't even catch and release? Like, move them out of your house? That's terrible. That's horrible. I think a few of them might accidentally meet an early end. I believe the crocodiles had the stingray take out Steve Irwin. I don't know why though, like, Steve Irwin was never mean to animals. Like, it's not like he ever hurt animals. Just got tired of him videotaping him. They're like, we do not like cameras. A skeleton walked into a bar. He said, I need a beer and a mop. I don't know how I feel about that one. Also, hello again, dragon. Good day to you, miss. %60 of all rabies cases come from bats. That's a terrifying statistic. Why is it that in Ul'dah is the only place where everybody's like, nah, I'm not gonna help you fight? Bunch of people out for the damn selves. Skeleton would have to carry a wet floor sign everywhere. Is that how Cujo got rabies? I don't think I've ever seen Cujo. I don't know. I don't remember if I ever saw Cujo. I know I saw Pet Cemetery. And that kid's name was way too close to my own kid's name at one point. And yeah, no. Also looked a lot like my kid. Was not okay with that. Why do ducks make great detectives? They always quack the case. I will never forgive that for killing Herman Munster. Rabies? Or Cujo? I'm very confused now. Oh, I didn't know that! I don't know names. I just recognize faces. Yeah, Pet Cemetery was pretty crazy. I've never seen that movie either.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us
Well,
no
that
end
would
of trouble at the
surprise me.
hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Kalechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
She's such an angry little potato.
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
She's so mad. Rabon's just a big teddy bear. Has Alphino made his secret police yet? I don't think
Have
so.
faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
What? Did you fill her water? Speaking of, can you fill her water? She needs her uppies. She does need her uppies. Raubon will give her all the uppies. Okay. We are going to call stream here. And tomorrow is movie night. We are going to spin the wheel and we will do movie night. And then we will be back to streaming on Tuesday. When my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. I actually kind of like that one. I like that one. If you like what you see and you wanna hang out some more, I do have a Discord. We host movie nights on Monday night. And my VODs do get posted to YouTube. I do also have a TikTok. I do stream my lives on TikTok as well. And I will see you guys all on Tuesday. Have a good night. Oh, we need to raid. That's what we need to do. We need to raid. We can do Pocopia. We can do Fields of Mystria. Sushi is playing Warframe. Psychedelic Kitten is playing Final Fantasy Remastered. Oh no, we're gonna do Jackie B. She's playing Resident Evil 2. Yes, you are. You're always responsible. But yes, we are going to raid Jackie B. She's playing Resident Evil 2. And we will see you guys all on Tuesday. Have a good night.